Good morning. This week's devotion is Who We Really Are. Last week in the scriptures, we got the call of Jeremiah, and this week we get the call of Isaiah and Peter, James, and John. And with two sermons in a row on being called, I wanted something else for this devotion this morning. So I looked at our lesson from 1 Corinthians for this week, and guess what? It's about Paul talking about his call. But at the end of the passage, there was a line that struck me. Listen to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 10 and 11. But by the grace of God, I am what I am, and by his grace toward me has not been in vain. On the contrary, I worked harder than any of them, though it was not I, but the grace of God that is with me. Whether then it was I or they, so we proclaim, and so you have come to believe. He said, but by the grace of God, I am what I am. And other than getting a song from the Robin Williams movie, Popeye, stuck in my head, I am what I am, 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 what I am. It made me think about the person we really are versus the person that we let other people see. In comic books and superhero movies, the hero hides who they really are to protect the ones that they love from the bad guys. We often do the same thing, but we're protecting ourselves from being judged or being made fun of. Are there parts of yourself that you are afraid to let others see, at least until you know them well enough? When I first felt called into the ministry, I wasn't sure that churches would accept the geeky part of me. What if they didn't approve of me dressing up as superheroes or science fiction characters at conventions, or dressing up to go to Renaissance festivals, or that I was a member of both Star Wars and Star Trek fan clubs, and that I played Dungeons and Dragons with my friends at school, and at seminary, by the way? I was afraid that the church wouldn't accept that part of me. So I hid that from the churches I served for many years. And I think that was sad because the church family didn't know the whole me. And there was a whole set of gifts that I didn't get to use. But here, Paul reminds us that it is by the grace of God that I am what I am. God made us, all of us, our quirks and our flaws, our passions and our dreams, the parts we show the world and the parts we keep to ourselves. I have often said to people that God doesn't make mistakes. God made you just as you are for a reason. My friend Kathy has a passion for helping people with PTSD, but she also has a passion for writing. And I just read a fiction book that she wrote about a character coming to terms with their PTSD. And the main character learns that his trials and his suffering actually make him better able to help others who are like him. My love of geeky stuff makes me especially able to reach out to other geeks. God made each of us who we are so that we can serve with the gifts that God gave us. Okay, so maybe I've circled back around to being called. But we should never be afraid to show people who we really are on the inside, because that's where we are reflecting the image of God. The grace of God is with us so that we can be the person that God created us to be, the person that God needs us to be. Now I have enough confidence and faith to let people see the silly, geeky person that I really am. And I realized that if a church doesn't accept me as God made me, then that would not be the church where God was calling me to be. I'm not saying that it isn't hard sometimes to let people see who you really are. I get some funny looks, and I do get judged sometimes. And it can hurt when people think I'm weird. But I remind myself that it is by the grace of God that I am what I am. I am here to remind you too. God made you special in God's image. With all of your flaws and your quirks, you are special just the way you are. Don't be afraid to be the person that God made you to be. Have a blessed week.